What is going on, everyone? Welcome to G-Ball Vision, your daily source for knife and EDC content. Today, I have a fun one for you. We are taking a look at a group of knives that are worthy of not forgetting about and adding to your rotation. Knives that I would definitely add to my buy list. While we're getting started, let me know down in the comments what your EDC is for today. I love seeing what you guys are carrying. We're going to kick this video off with the Concept Fenrir. This is a knife that I had on my list for quite a while. I was finally able to buy one a year and a half ago or so. There was a point in time where these were very hard to get. Now they have about 15 to 20 different versions of this knife. Now, not all of those are in stock, but I will have linked down in the description and the pinned comment what I can on this knife and the rest of the knives you're going to see in the video today. This specific Concept Fenrir has a black washed S35VN harpoon drop point style blade. There are a plethora of different finishes that you can get on this knife, from satin and stonewash to the black wash, and I believe they even have a brighter PVD type of coating, so no lack of options there. You can also get micartas, carbon fibers, G10s, and Damascus for your onlay here, where your bolster is going to be, and then a bunch of different colors when it comes to the titanium handle. We have gold accents on this one. Those are going to be titanium as well. And then we have a milled tie clip here. Great access to the lock bar, multiple ways to deploy this thing, a really solid detent. Not only is this a fun and easy knife to carry, but it is going to be comfortable. It's in really good materials, and you can fidget with this thing all to hell. Concept Fenrir is easily worth adding to your list. Next up, we're taking a look at the Hogue EX01. This is going to be a fully USA made knife here. We are going to be looking at right around $165 to $170. Depends on where you're looking and when, but right now, the cheapest price I could find these was on Amazon, and they're coming in right around $168, which I think is a fine price for a knife that's made in the USA. We're going to be looking at 3.5 inches of 154 cm. We have these really nice oversized thumb studs. They are designed perfectly. I'd love to see these types of studs on more knives. We have a really nice stonewash finish on that drop point blade. We have a flat rolling into a top swedge going all the way to the tip there. A little bit of heavier jimping up top and onto the spine of the handle here. We are looking at a button plunge lock, but this is not just any old button plunge lock. This is the most robust button plunge lock that I have handled, and I've handled well over 50 different button plunge lock knives, and this is the best. This is proof that you can have a durable button plunge lock. It's just that companies need to innovate and get to the point where they are doing whatever Hogue is here. We have a solid lockup, a robust plunge. That is the way to do it. And they add in those nice strong springs. It gives you an incredible action off this. And think, this knife is several years old. So good button locks have been around. It's just they're far and few between. They're starting to become more prevalent nowadays, but that wasn't always the case. We do have a secondary lock here, but it is a really well done secondary lock that slides behind the button, so you can't push it there. The blade is not going to disengage, but you do have to overcome this ball bearing, so it's going to take a nice amount of force to push that up. Some of them are kind of gimmicky and just slide right up. This one is not going to do that on you. We are looking at textured aluminum handles here, and they are enclosed on the spine, which gives you that backspacer feel, makes it very comfortable. Although the pocket clip is not the most aesthetic thing in the world, it does work really well in and out of the pocket, and it's comfortable in hand. So where it lacks in aesthetics, it does make up for in carry and the ergonomics. I have never felt the need to change it, but I do believe there are aftermarket clips you can get for the Hogue EX01. This is one of my favorite button locks and USA made knives for the money on the market. Next up, we're taking a look at the beautiful Artisan Cutlery Kami here. This was a 2024 release for them, I believe, and it is a beautiful knife. We're looking at around $300 for this particular model, but they do have other versions that are more affordable. We'll get to that price point here in a moment. We're looking at $300 or just under S35VN for our blade steel. Artisan Cutlery has been using that for a long time, and they do it well. We are looking at their sand polish finish on that recurved blade. It is a beautiful finish, beautiful blade shape. We are looking at a thumb disc and a rear flipper tab for deployment. That is really well done for the light switch. The detent is nice on this knife. We have the thumb disc, which works really well. Probably the best thumb disc deployment on a knife that I have handled yet. It's jimped really well. It's aggressive, and that is exactly what you want with a thumb disc. It's placed in the right spot, so you can kind of come at it from any angle you want. And same on the reverse side there. You can just flick it out any which way you want. Fingertip, fingernail, works really well. We do have good access to our lock bar there with a chamfer. We have a titanium handle here, and they went out of their way to make this really nice looking and comfortable in the hand. The entire edge is chamfered, and it has a micro texture on it. It looks good, it feels good. And then we're looking at a full Damascus kit. We have pivot collars and backspacer, along with a really nice Damascus pocket clip. That is a full Damascus kit, and those are going to be pricey. And that is why you're looking at just under $300 for this particular one. But I believe they have a micarta version that is going to be quite a bit more affordable. But if you're in the market for something a little fancier but don't want to jump too high, the Artisan Kami is an awesome pick. A budget knife that I think is worth remembering, and budget knives are very vast, and most of them, you can kind of leave or take. But in the case of the Migron Moyero, whether you're talking crossbar or the liner lock, you can kind of pick your poison. It really don't matter. This is like a $60 knife in the crossbar lock form. I think you can pick them up under $50 for the liner locks. I'll link both of them down in the description and pinned comment. But we're looking at right around $60 or just under. We have 14C28N for our blade steel. Kind of has this blasted finish, like a very dark blast. It looks really good. Drop point, we have a cutout for deployment. Works really, really well. Reverse flick, thumb flick, very, very nice. We have this full 50-50 area here where you can really choke up behind the edge, get a ton of control over this knife. The crossbar lock is done really, really well. You can get to it very easily. The springs are really nice. The deployment is very satisfying. This has a blue micarta, but there are several variations you can pick up. We have a G10 backspacer here, sandwiched in between our steel liners. They do have a little bit of milling in there for weight relief. And to top this thing off, we have a milled titanium clip. Yes, you heard that right. A $60 knife sporting a titanium clip. You're not going to find that too often, but with Migron, you're going to get that very often, and they're going to have a solid price. There's not a lot of budget knives out there, maybe worth remembering, but the Moyero, in my opinion, is definitely a budget knife worth picking up. Next up, longtime viewers of my channel will know I absolutely love this knife, and it still stands now. I love this knife, and I don't think that'll ever change. The Real Steel Evolution, this is a Carson design. Absolutely love this knife to death, and is considered by me one of the best $200 to $250 knives on the market still. Very innovative stuff from Real Steel. This is the first button frame lock that was on a production level. We're looking at the Real Steel Evolution here. They did these in drop point. They did them in Tanto. This is going to be the Tanto version. They're going to range in price from $200 up to like $260. They have G10s, carbon fibers, titaniums, plus the 2 different blade shapes, so quite a few different options for you. We're looking at S35VN steel, nice stonewash finish on there, nice low harpoon drop tanto blade. It works really, really good. Nice and thick going up to that tip, doing what a tanto does best, and poking, piercing very well. Oversized thumb studs here again. This is exactly what we want to see. I would say these are even a little bit larger than the Hogue studs. Textured very well, placed in the right spot. We have this large choil area, but it doesn't take up a ton of our edge. We still got plenty of edge there to get the job done. Very comfortable. There's a ton of different grips you can use this thing in. If you need some reach, you can get it comfortably. We have a full tie back spacer here, just wrapping everything together very nicely. The pocket clip is nothing crazy, but it works good in and out of the pocket. Feels good in hand. You don't feel the thing at all. The back spacer really adds to the comfort. We are looking at the button frame lock, like I said. So you can disengage this with the frame itself if you want. It's chamfered. You have good access. We are looking at the button, which is textured nicely. It's placed in a good spot. Yeah, this is more of a right-hander knife, but I have never had an issue where I thought I was going to push that button. You have to be over top of it and deliberately pressing on it, and even then, I can't disengage it. So you'd have to really be going out of your way to try to disengage this knife, but they made it almost idiot-proof and added a second lock here. So if you think you might press the button, left or right-handed, you're going to be able to activate that second lock, which here again is not a gimmick. You actually have to really slide that up, push it up to lock it, and really pull it back down to disengage it. So that is done really well. We have a little glass breaker down here on the bottom to make this a tactical knife, if you will. But I love the size of this thing, and I really like what Real Steel has been doing over the last year or so. They haven't put out a ton of different models, but the models they have put out are fantastic. If I didn't say, we're looking at about 3.8 inches of blade here, and this is going to be coming in at 8 3/4 inches overall. Next up, we're taking a look at the Tuya Knife Company Envy, and this is the version 3, I believe, but they have a version 4, and it is a hidden gem on page 3 of Tuya's website. I don't think a lot of people know that it exists. There's not a ton of them left. I think under 50 of them. I think I can double check actually, or I'll pop it up on the screen. But we're looking at $189 for this knife right now. It is marked down from the original price. I bought this a couple of years ago, and it's the knife that put Tuya on the map for me. And since then, I've bought like 6 or 7 more, and I've become a fan of Tuya. This is coming in S90V. This is a Dave Warren design. He's the one who runs Tuya from the USA standpoint. We're looking at a sheepsfoot blade, nice satin finish. I've carried this knife a ton. I've used it a ton. I've actually started to work off some of the finish on the flat here. I believe it started to kind of patina and wear. We have a nice little sharpening choil there, dual thumb studs that work very, very well. The detent is tuned beautifully on this knife. Very, very comfortable. I wish they had a full-length backspacer in here, but this knife is really comfortable as it is. We have a full titanium handle, backspacer, and milled clip. We have great access to the lock bar there. Very easy to get to and disengage. Nice hydraulic closing action, and this is the copper infused carbon fiber version, but the one that they have that is actually still available is a purple haze fat carbon fiber, which looks really good. It's the same exact knife. It just has the purple haze carbon fiber insert. I believe they're going to be discontinuing this knife after these sell out. So definitely a hidden gem worth taking a look at. And next up, we're taking a look at the new Liang Ma cuff. Absolutely love this knife. I picked this up at Blade Show last year in 2024, and then not long after that, a few months, you couldn't get these back then, and you can only get them at Blade Show. And then Knife Center had the rights to this knife for quite a while. Now I believe it is being released. I know Blade HQ picked up a couple of different versions. They have a carbon fiber variant that's right around 360. They have a G10 variant that's right around 340. And then they have a titanium and micarta version that's right around $415. And there's other versions at other retailers, but this knife is awesome. We're looking at MagnaCut for the blade steel. Riot is the OEM behind these, and from recent testing, their MagnaCut, I believe, is coming in right around 63. So is Bestech. So they're doing a good job with their MagnaCut. We're looking at a belt satin finish on that sheep's foot blade. Really well done. Cut out for deployment. Nice size. You can easily get in there for the reverse flick, thumb flick. It does not matter. You're going to be getting a Riot OEM, so it's going to be a really solid knife. We have a full titanium handle, and this is what he calls a mono block or monochrome handle. It looks like and feels like it's an integral, but it is actually two pieces, and it's really well done. It is something that I like in my folding knives. I like a full-length backspacer if it's possible. It's not always possible and or not always necessary, but in most cases, I will take the added little tiny bit of weight that these add, and I will take that all day long to make the ergonomics better. And the ergonomics on this knife are fantastic. We have just a nice short little milled tie clip back here, and that is about the only thing you are really dealing with other than the obvious open face here. But even there, this feels really, really comfortable. And the G10 version could possibly be even more comfortable, maybe the carbon fiber. But even in the titanium form here, I think this is a really comfortable knife, very easy to use. Love that blade shape, that sheep's foot. The action is addicting, and the acoustics are really nice on this knife. I don't know if they'll come through on the microphone, but it has a very clear and loud pop when it opens. And it's an addictive knife to carry around. And I'm glad to see that the retailers are starting to pick these knives up, and they're going to be able to get into more hands, because Knife Center only had this version, I believe, and I think very limited quantities of them. So now they're going to be a lot more plentiful, and there's going to be several different variations. You guys will have to let me know, what was your favorite knife from today's video? I love hearing from you guys. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for me. I really appreciate that. If you're new to the channel here and you enjoy knife and EDC content, make sure you subscribe, because I release daily videos just like this. I'll pop up a couple of new videos on your screen. Go check one of those out for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one. And since we have time, why don't we do a little encore here? I'm going to pull out of my pockets what I am carrying today. We have the Tuya Wolf, fantastic knife, M390. We have micarta, name brand micarta. These are coming in under 200 bucks. Full tie backspacer and nice tie pocket clip. Great access to the lock bar. Really comfortable. I have been carrying this knife every day pretty much, and since I got the hack knife zipper, this has been in my pocket quite a bit as well. This is a new budget-ended OTF replaceable utility blade knife. These come in under 50 bucks, and I have a code for these that takes like 20% off, and then it takes it down below 50, and I think in some cases down below 40. I think it depends on what you're getting and all that. But as I've said in the past, this is worth picking up you one and picking up your woman one as well, or vice versa. Easy to change out blade. You just slide that over and you can pop it right out. Very snug fit, aluminum handles with raised texturing, a nice pocket clip. Definitely not an afterthought. It's really well done, and it is going to be reversible. The switch is done really well. Nice quick action, responsive. For under 50 bucks, this thing is really nice, and get a full grip on there. It's comfortable, easy to use, and it is definitely fidget friendly. You guys have yourself an awesome day.